Do you have a DTF printer that doesn't have a heater or an oven, and you're wondering like, how do I then cure? Okay, so we're getting a lot of questions about this because of not only the new WonderPress, but also the new Omni. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how this is done. So I printed this on my apparel printer, but I didn't put it all the way through the oven. So right now it does not have any powder on it. It does not, and it's obviously, since it doesn't have any powder, it wasn't cured. So I am going to tell you, I don't like doing powder this way. It's messy. There's safety concerns to me, and I'm not the only one. I mean, you will, every time you get powder, it will come with some kind of warning on it. You really need to wear like a mask. I am going to do this simply for the demonstration. And I'm wearing these gloves because I have like 25 pairs of them and I can't find a pair of regular gloves right now. So what I will tell you is that this you should do in a confined space. So I'm actually going to pull a box over here and I'm going to do it inside the box so that then any leftovers I can throw away. I do have another video, which you've probably seen portions of if you've watched any of my Omni content, where I am using a bin. So if you are going to be doing this on a regular basis, you can do that as well. Okay, let me get a box. I feel like I need a stool, but for right now, we're just going to leave it like this. Okay, so I'm going to pour some powder in here. And the goal is that you need to get a thin bit of powder over the entire printed area, okay? And then shake off the excess. Now, if you're going to do this on a regular basis, that's why, gosh, I'm really sorry that like my whole face is cut off. That's why it is, I said if you're going to do it that way, to use a bin that has a lid so that you can just close it. Okay, so you're going to go like this, and this needs to be done not immediately, but pretty quickly after your transfer, because the ink, the white ink, needs to still be wet in order for the powder to stick to it. Okay, so now I have this. Now what do I do? Well, I need a curing oven, or I need the WonderPress with the craft module to cure it. So right now my craft module is in sublimation mode. I am going to switch this over so that we can do our DTF, All right, so we need to switch the mode. So I'm going to press here and baking and sublimation, which we're not doing. So let's go here, baking and curing. We are doing DTF film, okay? So I'm just going to pull this out. I don't need this thing to take this frame off. Okay, set the tray in there, set this on top. Okay, and then I need to put my transfer in there. And I just want to show you a close-up of the transfer. So this has the powder on there. Okay, it's not melted yet. So I'm going to place it in here. And then I'm going to close this up. And I'm going to press the start button. Oh, it is steaming. Okay, so let's see. Wow, that's... Okay, I'm going to give you a close-up of this. This is the consistency that you want. So you have probably heard about people saying that you want orange peel. This is exactly what you want, okay? So that went for 180 seconds. So that's 3 minutes at 410, okay? So that's what it's going to take. The other thing I want to point out while we're here is that this tray appears to be about 14 by 14. So it might be a little bit wider, but that's about what you can use. So if you're going to be using this for curing, just be aware that you can't do like gang sheets or anything. Okay, so, all right, and there we go. So these transfers would be ready to now press. So pressing, what do we do next? Okay, well now we have to swap out the mode. So xTool says that this is safe to remove while it's hot. I got to tell you, I don't feel super safe right now at 400 degrees. Okay. But this is what you're going to do. You're going to swap it out and put the heat press module on there. It kind of clamps right in. As soon as I put that bottom platen on, it recognized that as the heat press, and the temperature automatically started dropping on the knob. Okay, so it recognizes that now, and I did not change this at all, it realized, I guess, that I am going to put the DTF transfer that was just in the curing oven, now I'm going to put it on a shirt. And so it has dropped it to 320 degrees at 10 seconds. I am going to tell you that one thing that I actually really, really like is that it has built-in time and temperature for the various materials. Because if you are someone who does sublimation and you do DTF and then you're going to do DTG and then you do heat transfer, all of these different things require different time and temperature. So for this machine to be smart enough to have these pre-dialed in, this is very, very helpful. You're not constantly trying to remember or look back at your cheat sheet or whatever. So it's going to drop its temperature down. Now you're going to notice I have to wait, but let's see what happens. So I'm going to grab a shirt and we can press that transfer on. So my heat press is now down to 320. Remember, I did the craft module, and so that I could do the DTF transfer, and then I swapped it so that I have the heat press on here. Now I want to tell you, it took to get from 410, which is needed for the curing, to get to 320 for the DTF application. That took about 5 minutes. So I did need to wait. Okay, I'm using a shirt that I have used before, so just ignore that fact. The first thing that I'm going to do is actually pre-press this so that I can get the wrinkles out. I'm going to push this in. Now, while I'm waiting for that, I can safely touch and cut apart my transfers. So I'm going to use this one and I'm going to put it on there as soon as this is done. So remember, this is doing the pre-press. It doesn't know it's doing the pre-press, but that's what I'm doing. Okay. So completely flat, exactly what we want. I'm going to now put this on here. Now, again, ignore the fact that there's some banding in this transfer. That's not what we're looking at right now. Okay, and then I'm going to do it. Now, again, 10 seconds at 320, okay? So this is pulling the heat press down, obviously automatically. I typically do cold peel. I feel that cold peel, regardless of if the film is hot peel or cold peel gives you a better adhesion. And then to me, you also get much more vibrant colors. So I'm going to wait for the transfer itself to cool down enough that I can peel it off. Right now it's very hot. Let's see. Okay, so that's how you would do that. Now, I typically go in and do another press. That's why I was looking at the pressure, because I wanted to press it a little bit more. I'm going to cover this with a Teflon sheet and then press again. I don't want to press directly onto my transfer because I don't want the ink to melt onto the top. Now, I'm putting this on a black shirt, but the beauty of DTF transfers is you can put them on any color shirt, and it can be cotton, it can be pretty much any fabric. All right. And now this shirt would be completely done. Does it work? Yes, absolutely. You can cure DTF transfers with the 3-in-1 WonderPress instead of a standalone curing oven. But here's the catch. You cure at about 420 degrees and you press at 300 degrees. So obviously the heat press has to drop its temperature by over 100 degrees. That takes about 5 to 6 minutes. So my recommendation is, if you are going to do batches, then batch cure and then batch press. So essentially cure everything at first, then let the temperature drop one time and then press everything. Your transfers, once they're cured, they don't have to be pressed onto the shirt right away. Okay, but they do need to be powdered and cured about 30 minutes or within 30 minutes of printing, because that white ink is wet and that's what the curing powder is sticking to. So one thing that I really do like about this is that it has all the presets in there. So the WonderPress has built-in presets for time, temperature, and pressure based on not only the process, but the material that you select. So you can, of course, override them if you want to. All right, one last thing that's always important. Let's talk about the money. The base WonderPress, which is kind of how you see the setup here, is $399. To add the curing oven, which is what we were using to cure the DTF, it's $280 in addition. So for a total of $680. So the curing tray that we used for this video also doubles as a sublimation oven, and that's this that you see here. But you can also see that that curing oven is relatively small. You could probably fit 2 mugs, definitely only 1 tumbler in there at a time. Now, just so you know what you're getting into, fully getting into, a full wrap mug, so a mug that has something all the way around, you have to heat that for 900 seconds, wait, on one side, rotate, and then heat for another 900 seconds more. And you're probably wondering, how many seconds is 900, how many minutes is 900 seconds? 30 minutes. So if you are doing just one side of the mug, it's 15 minutes. If you're doing the whole mug or the whole tumbler or whatever the case may be, it's 30. So just let that sink in and be fully aware of what you are getting into. I do have that full process and I'll link to that video below. As always, if you guys are looking for same day one-on-one personalized support, I offer all of that for anything you see on my channel, whether it's heat pressing, DTF, sublimation, silhouette, UV printing, anything you see here on my channel. I offer same-day one-on-one personalized support and exclusive videos all through Silhouette U. You can use the code YouTube to get 50% off when you join. See ya.